morning. I made myself some coffee. I showered. So I guess I'm ready to start the day. I do have to make some breakfast still, so I'm going to do that in a minute. The plan for today, I did call my sister because it is her birthday, and we tend to video call a lot because she lives in Germany at the moment for her PhD. So I called her and we chatted for a bit. I have to prepare for a tutorial that I will have tomorrow morning, so I won't have time to prepare for that later in the day, as I do have a meeting as well in the afternoon, which is a colloquium. I will tell you more about this colloquium later on. And then tonight we are celebrating my father-in-law's his birthday was last week, so we are celebrating that today with them. From 11 to 12, there are going to be some people working online from the deep work group. So I'm gonna join them then. And then I will have a lunch break, most likely, I don't know, noon till 1 or something like that. And I'm thinking of going to uni a little bit sooner than my meeting to prep my meeting over there, just for a bit of change of scenery. I'm gonna make some breakfast and then I'm gonna get started. Also, it's quite cold, so I'm wearing 2 jumpers. I made some breakfast. It's pretty much the same breakfast as yesterday. I usually eat the same thing for breakfast anyway. I have to look up some literature, and I need my computer for that. I have read something for 2 hours, about 2 hours. 1 hour of which I did a deep work session with some fellow students. I'm now gonna make some lunch because I'm kinda tired and my brain just needs a bit of a reset. So 2 more readings to do for tomorrow morning. I might be able to do one of those before class tomorrow morning, but I really need to do the other one today. And I also need to do a reading for the meeting this afternoon, which I'm gonna do first because you have to prioritize. So first things first, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna recover from that study session. Maybe I'm a bit boring when it comes to eating, but I've just got the same I had yesterday, but with like half an apple. I had the other half this morning in my muesli, and then just this cupcake that I made a couple days ago. So change of plans. I've got a fake fire going over there. And I've got some tea, and I'm just gonna prepare for this meeting. I have to do a reading for that right now at home because I don't really feel like working in the library. I think it's important to adapt your day in order to fit your like immediate needs or emotions, or listen to your body and just I think that's very important, and that otherwise you're just going to force yourself, and I'm not going to feel great being in the library. I'm not going to be as productive being there. So it's absolutely fine to change up your planning for the day. Plans are there to be changed, to be adapted, to accommodate your needs, the needs of the day and the needs of that moment. So I just wanted to give this as an example. So let me tell you about this undoubtedly mysterious thing called a colloquium. As research master students, we are invited to participate in one of the department's research group's colloquia.
This is a bi-weekly meeting in which one person presents a paper they have recently written, which we all read in advance, and invites their colleagues to respond to this paper with questions, comments, and constructive criticism.
I finished reading the text for the meeting I have. It is now 2 o'clock, so I have plenty of time to get dressed, get ready for the meeting. I have to be there at 3:15, so that's absolutely fine. I don't have to cycle that long, so should be okay. Yeah, gonna get ready, gonna get maybe a bite to eat, and I'm gonna make another cappuccino for myself because I feel like it. All right, I'll catch up with you later. I do have to say that meetings in person are so much more enjoyable than online. It's such a big difference. I used to have a lot of meetings. Well, all my meetings were online for about a year and a half, perhaps. And then they started like incorporating some physical meetings again, and it was actually kind of scary to be in a classroom with other people again, even though we held our distance as best as we could. But I noticed that lockdown has been over for a while, and I noticed that it's such a relief just to not have to worry about sitting next to people, talking to people, keeping distance. It took up so much energy. And I'm not going to be the first one to say this, but yeah, it was really tiresome.
Hey! Hey! Good morning. It's 8 o'clock. I just had a shower. I have to be at the university at 10:30, but I still need to read like 2 very small bits of text, so that should be fine. I'm just gonna take it easy this morning, and I'm first gonna have some nice hot tea because it's quite cold. Also, it's still dark out. I didn't get fully dressed yet because I still have like a couple hours before I have to actually leave. So, and I'm craving some coffee. Definitely. Today will consist of 3 kind of big things that I have to do. I have to attend a tutorial. That's one. Which is at 10:30 to 12:30 in the afternoon. There is a workshop by the same visiting professor as the tutorial is from. So that should be very interesting. That's at 2:30 or something until 5. At 5 there are drinks organized by the department, by our course basically. So all my fellow students, or at least most of my fellow students, will be there. So that should be really fun. Yeah, that's basically what I have to do. I might have enough time. I most likely have enough time to go home for lunch. So I won't have to bring anything or buy anything. I'm now doing some final readings. I only have like 5 pages left, so it's and then I'm done with the readings. I have to look at some questions, but these questions are just to give us some inspiration to discuss in our tutorial. Yeah, I'm looking forward to today. It's gonna be a big day, but it's gonna be real fun, I think. And tomorrow I have no meetings or anything planned, so I can basically just completely relax in the morning, even sleep in late if I want to. And if, like, imagine tonight's gonna get late, which I don't necessarily think, because the drinks are at 5 already. And the sun's coming up, so I'm like slowly waking up. It's 10 o'clock right now. I have to go to uni. It is very cold outside and I'm cycling, so I'm gonna put on a nice ski jacket. And I've got some mittens. These are very warm. And this. Hello, I just got home. I just want to say that tutorial was so interesting. Tutorials are really small scale, and you really zoom in on one particular expertise of the instructor. And in this case, it's an instructor from a university in South Africa, and he knows a lot about like doing political philosophy from an African perspective or a global perspective. And this time we talked about the African conception of personhood, based on the writings of Menkiti. And it was such an amazing conversation. And because it is so small scale, there are only 2 students in this tutorial. Usually they try to aim for 3 or 4 or 5 students, but it's fine. The tutorial was going to happen anyway. Yeah, it just leaves a lot of room for us to have like a really in-depth conversation, and this professor just knows so much about the topic, and he can give a really good he can really sketch the context of the discourse very well. And I have to say, in this last year, I feel like all of my classes have been just so interesting, and there, of course, there are some topics that within a topic that might interest you less, but there's always a way to really think about this in light of what you think is interesting, and really think of your own thoughts or opinions with regards to a subject. So it's really not knowing a lot about a subject, yes, or not having a specific interest in a subject of a tutorial or of one particular class within a seminar, or within one particular lecture within a series. It's just not an excuse not to join, because you can always like think about it,
and reflect on it, just because you have this. You have developed these philosophical analytical skills during your bachelor, but also a lot during the masters. I've never felt more at ease in the academic environment in that sense, and that I can really join in on a lot of conversations and just feel comfortable with the literature and feel comfortable with my own interpretation of the literature and not shy away from, oh, I might have misunderstood this, or yeah, sure, that might happen, but it's a risk worth taking, because really joining in on a seminar like this is just totally worth it, even though you might actually make a mistake, or you might misinterpret something. It's just a chance to learn some new concepts and learn some new points of view about problems that you're already maybe familiar with in the literature. And yeah, so I just wanted to ramble a bit about that. I'm sorry. I'm now going to have some lunch, and then at 2:30 I need to be back at uni for a tutorial with actually the same professor that we had a workshop with the same professor that we had the tutorial with. So that should be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. There is a part of a lecture series on female philosophers in the history of philosophy that is starting in about 10 minutes, and there's a possibility to join online, so I'm just gonna listen to that while I eat. I chose not to attend it physically because it would otherwise be a very long and exhausting day, and I kind of looked forward to being at home for an hour and a half to just ground myself a bit again, warm up. I wonder if there's such a thing as an after lunch dip, because always if I take a break in the middle of the day, like a longer break at home, I'm always so tired afterwards.